Hey guys, um, this is episode 7 of dealing with mental health things and things of the spirit. Today's topic is going to be a little bit sweet and simple and short, just to the point, hopefully. But today is about the blessing. No, today is about God caring about your mental health, your emotional health. We now in society are at a point in our history where we can talk about mental health, we can think about mental health, we have the tools to do so, to consider where we're at mentally, where we've been at mentally, where we want to be at mentally and emotionally. And this has been something historically that we have not had access to. This has actually been a blessing ordained by the Lord to be able to be in this place of privilege. It is a place of privilege, by the way, because not everybody has access to this. And times gone by, people still felt how they felt. And in many ways, similar to how we feel now about a whole lot of stuff. If you don't believe me, you can read like diary entries of people from back in the day, and you'll be shocked. It's like, wow, there really is nothing new under the sun. But they didn't necessarily have the tools, education wasn't a given back in the day. So they didn't have in literacy, and they didn't have the tools that we do now. But now we're in this place of privilege and blessing. And what the Lord, He showed me this in the past couple of weeks. And I was really shocked because I'm like, how it actually happened was I was listening to my pastor from my former church, and he was talking about mental health. And it was one of those weird things because I had just so happened to wake up early that Sunday, and I'm like, you know what, I just really feel like I need to just tune in. And as I was listening, it was just everything he was saying was just wow, so incredibly profound, so deep. But I realized that what he was saying was what the Lord also was working with me on a personal note. And what he's kind of showed me and the kind of conversations that we're having at large in society at large. And I'm like, you know what? There's a common theme here that I'm seeing. Mental health is actually really something that we need to be focused on. And after that, I realized, oh my gosh, this is actually a blessing from the Lord. Prior to that, I honestly just kind of chalked it up to like, well, this is just where we're at in society. We've been privileged enough to kind of have first of all, to most of us are educated, majority of us are educated, and then also the leisure to be able to think about, how we feel and all this stuff, how we think about things. And while that's true, it's also a God ordained blessing. He is using conversations of mental health and emotional health to get people aware on a level that they have not been in the past. Aware of areas they're missing it, aware of areas that they're getting it right, aware of areas that other people are missing it, where we're missing it as society, whatever. And I'm just like, wow, God can use anything, and He can be seen in anything. If you have the right, if you're looking for Him, He'll be found. And I was really I was really humbled by this. I was really blown away by this revelation. One of the reasons why mental health is so important from a spiritual perspective is that you cannot be spiritually mature and also be emotionally or mentally immature. The two things will be in opposition with one another. Whatever you're trying to achieve or do spiritually, if you do not have a strong discipline over your mind, you will not be effective, not consistently, which, that's important. If you want to be effective, you have to be consistent. If you don't take verses like take captive every thought that exalts itself above the things of Christ, if you don't take that seriously, you're going to struggle in places where the Lord doesn't want you to. One of the things that we really need to understand, because I know like there's some Christians who dismiss therapy and mental health or all that kind of stuff, mental health considerations, all that. One thing we need to understand is that if you're not mentally healthy and emotionally healthy, the enemy can and will use it. He will use those areas of weakness. He will. To destroy you, to destroy others around you, whether you realize it or not. There are some things that some people said to someone, maybe you have, maybe I have, where you don't even realize you were actually speaking against something God told them, something God wanted to do in their life, whatever the case is. You were actually coming against the Lord and his plans over their life by speaking from a place of hurt. I know I've experienced that. And it's pretty discouraging, But anyways, so if you're not mentally healthy, the enemy will use that. So it's within your best interest. Like your options are to either go ahead and partner with God and help yourself and those around you, or be exploited by the enemy. Because the enemy will keep you in a place, say someone wronged you. He'll keep you in a place of, can you believe that they did that to you? How could they do that to you? Like, he'll keep you feeding on that negativity. And he's actually gone. You just still are mentally dealing with the hurt, the trauma, whatever was said, whatever was done. And the residual effects will be your undoing. So it's like, it's within your best interest to be disciplined in mind, just in general. But it's even better if you can submit that disciplined mind to the Lord, because his standard is far above any of ours. And the last thing that I just want to touch on is that he showed me, going kind of off of that part about residual effects, he showed me on a personal note that he will do a new thing and he will be ready to heal you, and he'll be ready to, just do something new, heal you, whatever. I just said that. Sorry. Yeah. Heal you, do a new thing, bring about a blessing, whatever. But you're still stuck on the past because of your hurt and your trauma, and you can't get over it. And it actually will hinder his ability to move in your life. He can be so ready and willing to bless you, but you miss it. And that's kind of what he's shown me as far as like conversations around mental health. And on a personal note, just like being aware when being sensitive enough in the spirit when he wants to do a new thing. I've shared about a little bit of my struggles with personal stuff within this series, and one of the things that he showed me, he didn't like tell me this, like clearly it was something that I had to like understand by the spirit. But of all that I went through, that was all the past, basically, essentially. And in this day, in this hour, he is doing a new thing. Now the hurt is understandable, the hurt that's been accumulated over years, but that's not where he wants to leave me. And that's not where he wants to leave you. So you have two choices if you're in a place of hurting right now because of something someone said or did to you, whatever situation you were in, whatever. You can focus on the trauma and validate those feelings. And it feels kind of good to do so, not gonna lie. Or you can hang on to this new thing that God has told you, this new thing that God says, this is what I want to do in this hour. Yes, that happened. Yes, I'm here for you. But guess what? I have more for you. So, all that to say, mental health and emotional health is super, super important. And also, God just cares, by the way. In case you didn't know that, God just cares about your mental health. He cares about your emotional health. He cares about the things that you care about. He cares about the things that hurt you. And he's, oh my gosh, Lord. He is willing and ready to fight for you. But it's going to be on his terms, by the way. Whoever wronged you, he is willing to go in and convict them and speak to them and, you know, figure things out however he has to, however he sees fit. So he's ready. He's a man with a plan, okay? He's really ready. But he also wants you to know that that's not where your freedom comes from. That's not where your peace comes from. That's not where your healing comes from. The acknowledgement of the other person, it's a maturity thing, but or I should say, it's a maturity thing to understand this, but the acknowledgement of the other person, while it helps and it's nice, it's honestly arbitrary to your healing and your peace and your well-being. We like the idea of having closure where you can talk about things and it's like, okay, they see what they've done wrong, blah, blah, blah. But God's like, no, I am your healing. I am Jehovah Rapha, the God who heals. Not me, him. But I want to be your healing, whether they acknowledge it, whether they don't. I want to be your peace. I want to be your comfort. Put your trust in no man, only in God. Anyways, that's all I have for you. I'll see you next week, hopefully. Bye.